right, welcome back everybody. Based on your feedback and votes, we're going to be covering Trias and doing a quick Trias update for today's video. We're going to dive into a couple chart patterns and then talk both short-term and long-term price predictions for Trias. There are going to be some adjustments from what I have said previously, so it's important to be watching to the end of this video. But let's jump right in. So if you've been following Trias, you have been noticing that we've been developing this awesome bullish continuation pattern. And what I mean by that is that we are consistently setting new highs, so new resistance and new lows as well. And we're consistently putting that in, and what's happening is these previous resistance levels are actually becoming the new support line, as you can see right there. And then we do it again nicely right up here. We have this resistance line that becomes this support as we move up the chart. And just most recently, this breakout came from this kind of long-term consolidation that turned into a cup and handle. Typically that's a bullish chart pattern. We broke out of that. And if you had a chance to catch my previous video, I believe that we released that somewhere right around here. That's typically, as I've said in previous videos, when you break the previous resistance level, which would be this level, and then solidified at this level, that's when you want to look to trade the cup and handle to the upside. So release the video around there, somewhere in between here. So again, congratulations to anyone who was able to scoop some Trias tokens there. And another thing I want to point out here in terms of why we headed to the upside, we also had a falling wedge come into play here. Typically another bullish indicator. So we had a cup and handle to a falling wedge that was also developed within this bullish continuation pattern. As we said before, the new supports coming from the previous resistances. So now that we've gone through some chart patterns and how we got here, I want to talk through short-term and long-term price predictions. Let's cover short-term first. So I've drawn the fib extension here, and it's pretty apparent right off the bat. You can see that this $14.50 marker is a pretty key level. You can see we're battling it right here. And right now the next step is really, does this become our support or resistance level? So in other words, do we break out higher from here and then kind of retest this as our new support before breaking out higher? Or does this become our new resistance level? And do we break out lower to find a new support level? So if we do break out to the downside, key levels are going to be just under $13 and then just above $11 down here. So that's what we're looking at for the downside. So keep your eyes out. If we do not surpass this $14.50 marker, look for us to potentially retest this $12.87 area right here. But now to get into the upside. So short term, if we do finally prove out that this is going to become our new support level, our next targets are to the short term are going to be $16 and change. And then if we break through that, up here to $21. So for the short term, we're looking at potential movements, key levels being $16 to the upside if we establish this as our new support level. That would be $14.50. So right now, the critical point and the critical price to look at is $14.50. If you watch us convincingly break above that, we could be looking at something between $16 and $21 to the short term, so within the next couple weeks or so. And then now I kind of want to break down long term. So when I say long term, more so end of cycle predictions. So being, most likely very early next year. And for this, we don't necessarily need the fib extension. I want to kind of use prior chart movements to kind of indicate what we might see in the future. So we've talked about this before, but a very, very key moment here happened back in the beginning of October, and that's really when we started to see the bullish pattern take place. and that was when the 50-day moving average moved above both the 100 and the 200-day moving averages. And something really key just happened during this breakout, and you can see that it actually prompted the breakout pretty precisely. What happened was the 50-day moving average came back down and retested the 100-day moving average and convincingly stayed above it. And then, as you can see, right when this happens, it just sends these candles flying to the upside, and that's showing a lot of strength for the chart to come back and retest those moving averages. But going back to what I was saying about this area right here, is we can kind of track what Trias did previously. And you've seen me do this in other videos, and it's really important to just kind of take what you've seen in the past when you're doing TA and kind of not try to insert any of your own bias into it. So if we kind of look at where we crossed last time, so that was right about here. That low was right around 80 cents, give or take. And we went all the way up here to, $31 and change. That's, 43x, give or take. And so if we look at that same area, so this area right here, it would be the same area that we're looking at right here. So those are the two similar areas on the chart. And we're looking at if we're gonna mirror what happened before, we're looking at a 43x from, to almost $3. So, we're looking at something between 100 and 125 bucks, in my opinion, for a long-term prediction, if we're gonna stay on par for what we've done prior. Obviously, with things like the mainnet launch coming, a couple of anticipated partnerships, maybe an exchange listing, things can always change. But right now, for the long-term upside prediction, I'm thinking something between 100 and $125. So if we look at that cross prior, if we look at this movement, if we were to 43x exactly, we're looking at, something around $110 to be exact. But I think it's safe to say and give a range between 100 and 125. That's our bullish price prediction. Obviously, anything can really happen in crypto, but like I said, with a lot of these positive news tidbits coming out about Trias recently and a lot of the momentum we've seen, and the kind of runway they have, I really see a lot of long-term potential in the project. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and leave some suggestions for what you might want to be seeing in my next video. Happy to just cover whatever is going to help you guys out. But thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next video.